Hey guys. So, in the previous video, we talked a little bit about the age-old question. Is Krav Maga an effective form of self-defense? And we also touched on, is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu an effective form of self-defense? Go check out that video and see what you think. There's a good chance I pissed off people in both communities, but that's okay. Just speaking my truth. So it's mine, doesn't have to be anybody else's. But there was one other topic that I wanted to touch on, which wasn't covered in that video, which I feel is really, really important, which is also something that I mentioned this quite a lot. Go check out the Managing Violence podcast with Joe Saunders. He does really, really great work on self-defense and managing violence, and it's a phenomenal podcast. But there's one article that Joe put out a few years ago, which I really, really liked, and I think it explains the importance of different elements in how successful you are going to be in self-defense. Now, I'm going to focus on one of those, right? So just to give you a brief explanation, Joe's little pyramid, which I totally agree with, is the most important thing that we have to get right is mindset, right? In other words, it doesn't matter what techniques or how fit or how strong I am or, how many black belts I have or any of that shit. If mentally I am weak and I haven't made the decision to go home when the fight starts, right? So we have to get the the mindset piece right first, or else nothing else matters. And that is something that you can train, okay? After that, Joe talks a little bit about fitness or attributes, which is what I'll talk about. Then experience with violence, and least important is what techniques you know, okay? I totally agree with that. So let's go back to the attributes part, because I didn't talk about it in the previous video. Okay, so one of the analogies that we often use is the differentiation between skill and attributes. Okay, so skills refer to the actual techniques that I know, right? Do I know how to punch? Do I know how to kick? Do I know how to throw, grapple, wrestle, stab, fall, roll, what have you? All those things, right? And how well can I do them? So that's skills. If we talk about attributes, we talk about things like physical fitness, endurance, strength, explosiveness, your ability to take damage and keep going, right? How mentally strong you are kind of falls into that one as well, even though it's not necessarily a physical attribute. Stuff like, your ability to control timing and distance, all those kind of things, right? Now, all things being equal, attributes trump skill. What does that mean, right? So I am turning 37 tomorrow. I know I look like I'm 50, but that's all right. So let's say you take two 37-year-old Rons, right? One is an example of technical perfection, right? Every strike, every punch, every kick, every fall, every throw, every knife thrust, every angle, whatever, is executed to perfection. But he is unfit, he is weak, he is cowardly, he's not strong, he's slow, all that kind of stuff, right? Then you have the other 37-year-old Ron, same age, same height, same weight, same experience, same everything, throws punches like this, right? But he is incredibly fit, can hit him all day, he doesn't care, he is not scared. When he does land one of these, he hits fucking hard. He can control timing, he can control range, all that kind of stuff, right? So if you take those two, my money is on the second one, pretty much 99 times out of 100, right? With the exception of maybe the punches chance. What does that mean? Attributes trump skill, right? Now, ideally, when we're training, we should be developing both together, right? So your training should be helping you not only develop skill, but also make you fitter, stronger, faster, so on and so forth. Obviously, that's a relative thing, right? So if you are, 18 and you're young and you eat healthy and you sleep well and you do lots of exercise, it's going to be easier for you than if you're maybe in your 60s and you're just starting to work out. That's fine, but it's that continuous improvement, that coming in day after day and getting, even if it's just little results on a day-to-day basis, that continuous improvement is going to make a difference, right? So being able to work on our attributes and our skill is really, really important, because ideally we'd like to have both. Obviously, that balance will be different for us at different times and throughout life. Um, where sometimes you see that that is out of balance, right? Is, you know, some places where you walk into a dojo and you see like a whole bunch of like, you know, 17th degree dragon belt ninja supreme great grandmasters who weigh like 300 kilos and you can tell they haven't done a day of exercise in 20 years. That kind of stuff is not self-defense, right? So when you think about self-defense, if you have let yourself get so out of shape, so unhealthy, and so overweight that you're likely to die of a heart attack, then you're not protecting your life, right? So we have to focus on attribute development all the time, every day, just like we have to develop skill. Okay, so a couple of things to think about. Try and find that balance between attributes and skill, and remember that all else being even, attributes trump skill. So we have to dedicate time to developing those attributes.